Well, like a sort of glutton for punishment, I'm back out on the beach again. Freezing, the thumb's gone to sleep totally. It's currently going yellow at the moment, so it's not a good sign. It was -2 degrees this morning. It took me ages to try to scrape off the windscreen. But anyway, I'm down at Minehead, which is Somerset coastline. I'm just trying to grab about an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours fishing before I can get to the mark I want to get to, which is a high water mark. Now, because of all the boulders along this sort of stretch of the coastline, at high water you need to cast a long way to reach any sand and clear ground. So I don't really want to lose gear, to be honest. So you fish a low water mark and you fish a high water mark. So what I'm going to be doing is here, which is basically the back of Minehead Pier. There is a mark farther down which is much better called White Mark, but I just cannot be bothered to go all that way for 1.75 hours fishing. I'm probably only going to get one cast in here. Anyway, it's sort of pleasant enough, only the circulation could get going. So I've got on this one 3 small hooks, real small little blued hooks, just to see what's out there in case there's anything out there, and I sort of split half a squid on each of these. I hadn't bothered with fish baits because last time I fished it was noticeable that squid was the better bait. That was on that day, of course. Today's different. I just hope the sun keeps coming through and pushes the temperature up. So I'm going to give it a little while here. I might just do a walk back as the tide comes back, just leave those baits out as long as I can, and just see if I get lucky. And then I'm going to move marks. Now, I talked to Steve in West Coast Tackle, where I just bought some squid in Watcher, and he was telling me there's still some, sort of strap-sized conger eels around. So I'm fingers crossed going to get higher tide with a little low light level tonight towards dusk. It's 4 o'clock high, so I'm sort of kicking around here a bit, and I might get a conger down there. Fingers crossed anyway. So that's the story, people. A pleasant enough day. Little bit of easterly wind, which is sort of back on my shoulder here, and it looks really peachy, although I know this time of year the fishing is notoriously rock hard. Yeah, my problem is I remember the good old days when you could go beach fishing in the winter and catch cod and loads of big whiting, and I keep sort of living in the past really like a lot of guys my age. Well, nice to see the sun out, but it would be nice to catch a fish. It seems to be getting harder and harder in the UK. Well, the tide is flooding, I know that because there's a yellow buoy over there which was laying flat at low water on the sand, and that's now floating and bobbing around. Actually like some sort of mooring buoy. So that's actually floating, it's coming in, I know that from the tide tables anyway. And also out here there's some gantry work, entrance to the harbour, and there's a bit of reef there, concrete I guess, and that's just starting to be covered over. So I've got sort of a good tide. It started at the bottom of the tide low, and it's going to be flooding in, and I've got a good hour of the first flood. It shows you how incredibly bored I've been getting. No bites at all, but I can't believe it's just gone 12 o'clock, so it's just gone midday. We'll be in the middle of winter. The sun, which you can see over there, which I was in, has gone already up behind those trees over there. So the sun is going around in a really low arc, whereas in the summer it's in a high arc, it's over the top. I'd be bathed in sunshine, but I'm not, because you can see it's already, just to the left of that tree, it started dropping again, which sounds terrible. The sun's only just come up and it's going down again. But what I have been doing is making myself a runway, an ankle breaker special runway, because I hate these boulders. And you can see what the boulders are there. The tide's pushing me in, So I spent my time clearing this. It is a pathway all the way back, nice and flat, up to my seat there, and it makes like a much easier path down there. It's like a little garden path down to my rods. Of course, they could be gone in the next time, but somebody else might benefit from it if they come in at the weekend. And all it's done is a bit of lifting. Well, folks, I didn't do any good down at Minehead Beach there. I've come down to my other mark. Don't know why I am 10 miles down the coast. Come further up in the Bristol Channel, and fingers crossed, fingers frozen. I'm going to get some baits out there. I've got some fresh squid, a little bit of mackerel I've whipped off. I mustn't make the baits too big. I thought that was my problem in previous sessions. I've made them too big. I've got them down to about that size, and I've put the hook, the pennels of 2 hooks quite close together. So tide's about right. It's I've got about 2 up and 1.5 down. Let's get it in the water. The reef over there is now covered, so I feel it's worth a throw out. I've got the camera this way because the wind's coming this way, so it'll be wind in the mic. Got grip net at the bottom, a 2 hook pulley pennel with a squid, a mackerel rattle. You can see I've got the 2 hooks pretty close together there. Hopefully you can see that about there. I've thrown one out unclipped. I'm going to throw one clip because I find with the clipping a lot of the time it blasts the hook away from the bait away from the point of the hook. So I've got one clipped, one unclipped. I'm going to have to go to the right to allow for the wind, you know, blowing belly in the line so I don't get tangled. So number 2 is about to go out. I'm all keen again now. Oh, trying to get hands warm. I've got one of these charcoal hand warmers, and the little catch there is busted, so I've got it with an elastic back. So I'm not going to go and buy a new one, am I? They're pretty good actually. They're best put inside the glove as well. It's going to be a cold one because I've now got wind chill with this easterly wind. First bite of the session. It's hard to believe. 2 hooks, wasn't even there for a second, and I've still missed a fish. I mean, I am having a mare or what with this beach fishing business. That's ridiculous. The annoying thing is, you always wonder, what could it have been? So let's get another one out anyway. Well, I've been doing a bit of beach combing. I brought a little bit of kindling with me. I don't know if I'm going to get a beach fire going or not. The wood is all totally wet, but it might just stave off the last couple of hours. Well, I've missed another bite on the small rods. Another bite on the big one on the left. I just get the fire just about going, and the wind's gone from east to southwest. And you've got to laugh, really, you cry otherwise. And the smoke's blowing right where I'm sitting. It's ridiculous. That's exactly 180 degrees the other way. It's still nice to see that fire there when it's getting down to sub-zero. My fingers appreciate it because now I'm sweating because it took me so long to catch the wood, to collect all the wood. Let's hope I can keep it going. Really, a lot of that's the kindling wood that I bought myself. Come on, fish, give us a break. I've got 2 hours. That's all I've got left, 2 hours. Got a shock of a drive home. We're giving freezing fog as soon as it gets dark. And I've got 2 3/4 hours. And then I've got an early doors shout with Mike and Ryan, the tree surgeon, tomorrow to do some timber milling in sub-zero. And the wife sent me a text, it's early doors. I hate early doors, I really hate early doors. Well, so far the success is the fire. But what I do wonder is, because down here in the Bristol Channel the water goes out so far, last night it was absolutely frozen solid. Now, does that freeze, or partially freeze, or generally chill all that seabed, so where the water comes in over a shallow area, the water's cold, so it switches the fish off? Is that why, I'm getting picky bites? Maybe the cold is not just getting to me, it's getting to them as well. Answers on a postcard. Brackets, please send more wood. Ouch, that's hot. Well, you can't say it's not going now. All I've got to do is sit back and wait for the exploding stones. So I've re-whipped on the strips of squid. Whoa, 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 whoa. I can't turn the camera on, guys, hang on. Couldn't show you the fight because I couldn't turn the camera on. I didn't want to stop winding, but got the fish. Let's get that camera set up. My goodness, I've been owed. Fixed ball again. Oh, this is a nicer reel, this one. Hang on a minute, guys. Wary of that. That's better. Wow, he is so just hooked. Just hooked. And I think it's on the top hook. And Steve in the tackle shops did say when they're a bit picky, they will just take the top hook for some reason. It's just the way they feed it. But look, that one is worth coming down here for. You just don't get these up my way, to be honest. You know, a decent sized fish like this, straight off a beach. And this is just a beach. It's not a rocky shoreline. This is a beach eel. Wow, pleased with that, guys. I'm going to get the rods out again. He is just hanging there. In fact, he's off. There, that's how lucky I was. Wow. The other thing you do is put the reel down in the sand. I just looked up and I just... King Canute tried to stop this and it didn't work for him either. My goodness, I have to say I was owed. Tide's coming in fast now, right on the top of the tide. Oh, this guy does not realise how lucky he is with that cooking fire going. Actually, down here, that's quite a nice whiting. So, wowee. And look, that's just tiny bit of bait. They're just nipping at it. I don't know why. I don't know why they just... Look, he's just hooked to the bottom. I just ran up and saw him banging away on the rod. And I thought, you know what, I'm not going to give it any time. I'm just going to wind up. And he's absolutely hooked on there. If it was earlier, he would get a bang on the head and cooked up. I'm going to put him back. Well, let's turn around a little bit. Nothing else on the big bites. One crack off. So I've re-rigged and just got two big chunky baits out. Well, fog's coming in a little bit over there. I can see it over Minehead and I can see it over on the Welsh coast. I've had the top of the tide is about 15 minutes down. I might have another hour here if I'm lucky, but the bites seem to have tailed off. Lovely sort of pink glow over there if I zoom in. Some weird weather we've been having. Well, my fire's sort of expired because the wood was wet. There's a helicopter coming, I guess it's the bonfire police. Just about going, but it needs to get really hot, you know, to keep it going when all the wood's wet. Unless you bring a load of wood with you, and I've got enough to carry as it is. Come on, one more big fish. It's amazing actually how this beach has changed, because you never get these what I call backfills. I've never seen those before, so it must have been for some big storm. They had a lot of northerly winds here some time back. It's definitely changed the nature of the beach. Now, the old fire's been saved with a bit of newspaper. Oh. I thaw everything out. I think given the hour or so I've got left, I might as well put the last little wood on, because it will burn itself out anyway, this one. I'd generally cover them over and put it out. Just when you think it's all over, I get the dogfish trophy. This little chap came in on that 3-hook flapper rig. So, I mean, that's whiting, dogfish, conger. I can't grumble, can I? I can't. I want to moan, I want to grumble. It's not cold, my hands aren't cold, I've had a fire. I caught some fish, they're absolutely gobsmack of an evening. And there we go. Let's get it back on down to the last 40 minutes. By the way, this one actually fell off right at the edge. I was lucky. Well, that one came off, but then some have fallen off, haven't they? They will lose a few fish. I don't know what it was, so that's the thing with sea fishing, you don't know what they are. Just check out the colours. That's no filter, that is the actual colour tonight. To read in, there's a bite on that left hand rod. Is there a strike or just leave it? Still there. Well, it hasn't really come to anything. I'll just give it a 30-second warning. Well, let's turn that down a bit, otherwise you'll see nothing. Switch off. Fortune favours those who hang on to the very, very, very last minute. Another dogfish. There we go. Well, I've had a good old session, haven't I? And do you know what I'm going to do now? I'm popping into Bridgewater. I'm going to have scampi and chips and a pint of speckled hen. I feel I deserved it, people. I've certainly put the time in very cold conditions. Let's get him back. I didn't think I'd get another fish, but as I said earlier, we'll see you in the next episode. Probably be this one. I'll still be here. Well, I'm about to call it quits, guys. I had one more rattling bite, which could have been whiting or dogfish, on those tiny hooks. Nothing on the big bait at all. It's gone ominously dead, so I've got about 20 minutes of tide, half an hour maybe. I can't be bothered because I've been like an hour without a bite, and I've got a very long drive back, nearly 3 hours, I guess, maybe longer if it's foggy. Can't see it coming in at the moment. The fires are down to the last dying embers. Amazing as they go down, you suddenly think, actually, it is pretty cold. I've dried all my gloves out, so that's good. For the big climb up the cliffs there. So, I think call it quits. Thanks for watching the Totally Awesome Fishing Show. I did catch something. Moved to 2 miles to get here. Beautiful, beautiful evening. It is dark now. You can't see it because that's a low light camera, but it's dark. And I haven't seen one other angler whatsoever, not one. Well, in these temperatures, you can't blame them. So thanks for watching the show. Hit the subscribe button. TA Fishing, TA Outdoors, and we'll see you in the next programme. Hopefully a bit warmer.